All right, so
Looks like vampires is coming in hot. At
All
number
right.
one. I'm followed by flowers and their meanings.
oh, flowers and their meanings. Come on, flowers and their meanings. This cat is insane, you guys. He's just going all over the place back here. This
Yeah.
is nuts.
He's crazy.
All right, Ruse Panda, thanks for the cheers and thanks for following along, Laura. Welcome. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can find out. You guys want some seriously interesting facts about vampires? You can't have it because I'm using an older version of Chrome. Theo, not.
Oh.
This is not good. Can you grab him?
Yeah.
That's,
He just went behind the desk.
Theo is he's very fast and excited. And he's. You can't be there, man. Sorry, today's not the day. You need to be in a more chill mode to be behind the computer screen. Silhouettes, welcome back for 6 months. Glad to have you here as well. All right, guys, it looks like Vampires is the official winner, and then, time pending, we're going to check out flowers and their meanings.
Oh my god. He just launched himself so high. Wow.
All right.
Crazy.
So we're going to go into the world of vampire. Here it is. 41 interesting and fun vampire facts? That sounds like a lot of facts. All right, I like it. Here we go. Gonna put this here. And let's pull the same browser up for you guys. I can share the link so that you can follow along or read ahead if you like. Here we go. I'm going to share this with our moderators. And these are 41 interesting vampire facts compiled by Karen Lendart, who's a senior writer for Fact Retriever.
Ooh.
All right, Amelia
Gina,
Rose.
thank you for the cheers with super scree. And the T-Boys, welcome back for 11 months. Ooh, my goodness.
Yo, welcome back.
Whoa there, Veronica. Thanks for cheering those vampire cheers.
Appreciate it much. All right, I'm going to shrink this up so we can see everything on the screen. I think that's about as full as it can be.
Yeah.
And Amelia, would you start us off because you're officially more of a vampire than I am, so I can
That
get
is
some other
true.
things set up?
That is true. I am officially more of a vampire than you are, darling. A group of vampires has variously been called a clutch, a brood, a coven, a pack, or a clan.
Real quick, this music is just not vampire
It
music.
is not vampire music at all. Vampire.
Let's see what happens when you type chill vampire music into the internet. Here we go. All right, let's try this.
Yeah.
This is more vampire-y, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's holding a skull right there. It's kind of super vampire. Okay, so if you had a vampire group, what would you call yourselves? Would you call yourselves a clutch, a brood, a coven, a pack, or a clan? I think I might call myself a clutch. Sounds kind of cool.
All right, let's poll it, shall we?
Brood.
Clutch,
Yeah, this is super vampire.
brood, coven, pack, or clan. There you have it, friends. 1 for clutch, 2 for brood, 3 for coven, 4 for pack, and 5 for clan.
Number 2, probably the most famous vampire of all time, Count Dracula.
Count Dracula.
Quoted saying, "The blood is the life.
Blood-
The blood is the life."
The blood is the life. Ooh, this is
Let's turn it down.
a little epic, isn't it?
Yeah. All right.
So-
Coven and clan seem to be the most popular. I kind of like clutch because it's just so unusual.
Yo, these vampires coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a coven for most of you, though, and clan is number 2.
The Muppet vampire, Count Von Count from Sesame Street, is based on an actual vampire myth. One way to supposedly deter a vampire is to throw seeds, usually made of mustard, outside a door or place fishing net outside a window. Vampires are compelled to count the seeds or the holes in the net, delaying them until the sun comes up. Ah.
Vampires love counting seeds?
I've never heard that before, but apparently some must.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Now, prehistoric stone monuments called dolmens have been found over the graves of the dead in northwest Europe. Anthropologists speculate that they have been placed over graves to keep vampires from rising. Now, what does a dolmen look like? That's what I want to know. Let's look that up. I'm more curious to know about dolmens. Ooh. This is a dolmen, huh? This is going to keep a vampire from rising?
Apparently so. Because then if they come out, then the stone will move on top and smash them.
Dang. All right. Interesting.
Alright.
Just so you guys know, it's 10 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Amelia and I are drinking coffee, just waking up. But this music is...
It's epic. It's quite epic. A rare disease called porphyria, also called the vampire or Dracula disease, causes vampire-like symptoms. Causes vampire-like symptoms such as an extreme sensitivity to sunlight and sometimes hairiness. In extreme cases, teeth might be stained reddish-brown and eventually the patient may go mad.
Madness?
Interesting.
So maybe that was the beginning of this vampire situation.
Maybe the beginning.
Well, a rare disease indeed to be undead. Castlevania, huh? That sounds pretty good. All right. It's evening in Germany and Lithuania, so maybe the vampire vibes are more appropriate for you there.
Yes.
Vampire legends may have been based on Vlad of Wallachia, also known as Vlad the Impaler. From 1431 to 76, he had a habit of nailing hats to people's heads.
Ugh.
Oh!
That's disgusting.
Skinning them alive and impaling them on an upright stake. Listen to that music change right on time. Zoe Samuels, thanks for the cheers. And Only Javi, thank you for the cheers as well. Light of the Lucy with a gift sub to the Gaming Lemon. Welcome aboard, friends. Thank you for the gift subs and cheering. Glad you can join us. Oh, he also liked to dip bread in the blood of his enemies and eat it. His name, Vlad, meaning son of the dragon or Dracula, who had been identified as the historical Dracula. Though Vlad the Impaler was murdered in 1476, his tomb is reported empty.
What?
Whoa. And here he is.
Not have wanted to meet this man.
Look at this visage.
Oh yeah. That's an intense visage.
What a cruel dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you guys want to look up more pictures of Vlad the Impaler? I do.
Okay.
Let's see. You guys want to see Vlad in his full form?
It's pretty much all the same photo.
Photo, huh?
Painting.
This is a photograph of Vlad, the vampire Vlad. Ooh, I like this Vlad. Nice Vlad.
I don't like you, Vlad. You're mean.
You don't like him?
No, he impaled people and nailed hats to their head.
Oh, it looks like someone nailed this hat to his head.
Well, good.
All right, Vlad.
All right.
Moving on. All right.
Number 7? Okay.
One of the most famous true vampires was Countess Elizabeth Bathory, who was accused of biting the flesh of girls while torturing them and bathing in their blood to retain their youthful beauty. She, by all accounts, was a very attractive woman.
So this is true. I did a lot of research on Countess Elizabeth Bathory when I was studying acting at the Atlantic Theatre Company Conservatory. I did a monologue that I wrote. And I was Countess Elizabeth Bathory.
Really?
Yeah.
Here she is.
She's a creepy lady. Very, very creepy. Interesting, but creepy.
Maybe like a mass murderer, though.
Definitely a mass murderer, for sure.
Damn.
A lot of young, innocent girls.
She's always in red, so I'm guessing she might be quite dangerous.
Very.
There's an episode on her lore? An episode of what? Lily Rose.
Probably her history. Amidala, thank you for the gift sub to Spooky Vlad.
Here is the link to the music. I'll drop it into the chat and share it with the moderators. For if you like these spooky vibes. It is literally called 1 hour of dark vampiric music.
All right.
Just a second, guys. We got to get our... I'm just going to not try to pretend like I'm not moving a bunch of things around. Just give me 30 seconds to adjust my screen, please.
Rin Okumura, welcome, and thanks for subscribing and joining the crew. Makiko, thanks for cheering with Carol Fu.
Seen a lot of Vampire the Masquerade gifs flowing through Discord.
All right.
One...
Oh, yeah, no.
Go for it. You read it. You want to.
One of the earliest accounts of vampires is found in an ancient Sumerian and Babylonian myth dating to the 4000 BC, which describes Ikamu or Edmu, one who is snatched away. The Ikamu is a type of Uruku or Utukuku, a spirit or demon who is not buried properly and has returned as a vengeful spirit to suck the life out of the living.
Sounds horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds horrible. First Curiosity Chill of the new year. We're talking about drinking blood, you guys. Ooh. Zoe, thank you for being here. What's a vampire's favorite ice cream flavor? Vanilla. Get it? Amidala, thanks for the gift sub to Spooky Vlad. Spooky Vlad, you're here at the right time. And AV Gamer, thanks for the cheers. Jade, thank you for the bits. Yes, you will see us on LA by Night Season 4 if you guys want to follow World of Darkness on Twitch. That's the new home of Vampire the Masquerade, which is an RPG game that Amelia and I play some vampires on. And Carol Fu, thanks for cheering with Mock Tico and Lou Chan. Appreciate you guys being here. Super Scree and Gina. Happy birthday, Gina.
Ooh, happy birthday!
The T-Boys is back for 11 months. Marvelous.
Han Devare, welcome back for 2 months.
Welcome back. And Rendering.
And Orfani.
Twitch baby for you, Rendering. All right.
All right. Number 9.
Fact number 9 about vampires.
Oh, no, I think we did that one.
Okay.
Fact number 10.
About vampires.
Yes.
According to the Egyptian text Pert Emhru, Egyptian Book of the Dead, if the Ka, one of the 5 parts of the soul, does not receive particular offerings, it ventures out of its tomb as a Ka to find nourishment, which may include drinking the blood of the living. In addition, the Egyptian goddess Skamet was known to drink blood. The ancient fanged goddess Kali of India also had a powerful desire of blood. So it's not just all Transylvania.
No.
Nah, I mean.
Many scholars argue the word vampire is either from the Hungarian vampir or Turkish upir, upper, or upir, meaning witch. Other scholars argue the term is derived from the Greek word to drink, or from the Greek nosphoros, meaning plague carrier. It may also derive from the Serbian Bemi, or the Serbo-Croatian pirati. These are many terms for vampire found across cultures, suggesting that vampires are embedded in human consciousness.
Seems like they are. Tixerio, thanks for being here with your Prime, and Wolf Girl 82 is here for 17 months, saying love to you all, fam. Alana Gilliam, welcome back for 11 months, and Alyssa, thanks for being here for 11 months as well. Veritas is here for 17.
What?
Remarkable.
Wow.
Glad to have you guys all here with us. Rather Dashing's back for 7 months, and Blimp Wimp is here with a gift sub to Lilith Ray. Hey, Lilith is a vampire-y sounding sort of name. Chinese vampires, my friends. Did you even know there were some? They were called Jiang Shi, or Corpse Hopper, and had red eyes and crooked claws. They were said to have a strong sexual drive that led them to attack women. As they grew stronger, the Chiang Shi, maybe?
Yeah.
Gained the ability to fly, grow long white hair, and could change into a wolf.
Ooh.
Whoa.
While both vampires and zombies generally belong to the undead, there are differences between them depending on the mythology from which they emerged. For example, zombies tend to have a lower IQ than vampires. They're dead. Prefer brains and flesh rather than strictly blood, are immune to garlic, and most likely have a reflection in the mirror. They're largely based on an African myth and move more slowly due to the rotting muscles, and can enter churches and are not necessarily afraid of fire or sunlight. From what I know of zombies, they're not quite afraid of anything.
No.
They're just
Going that way.
going that way.
Pencil Pilots, thanks for the gift sub to Vanavar Thomas. Appreciate you. And Hey Wit, thanks for the cheers. So, I have to say, our moderators tell me that it's quite possible that this is our Curiosity Chill anniversary. Meaning that we've been doing Curiosity Chills for about a year now. I think the first one was in January. It's very, very possible.
Yeah, that would make sense because we did get that book, that animal book, which is what started when we went back for Christmas.
And they say January 4th, it could be.
Wow.
So, Mauer48, welcome back for 2 months. And on that vein, get it? Not that funny, Amelia. You don't have to laugh like that. Don't laugh. It's not funny.
No, it was
It's
on
not.
that vein.
It's a real
I liked it.
weak pun.
No, it was nice how you just came up with it.
Curiosiversity. It's right. Curiouser and curiouser. So the idea, the Chilliversary, yeah, there you go. It doesn't feel like a year, I know, right? So I'm curious what you think about this. I would like to extend Curiosity Chill a little bit. And by that I mean to do a second hour of Curiosity Chill. Usually we do this from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific. Something that I really wanted to include in Curiosity Chill from the beginning was focusing on climate change, environmental protection, what can we do to protect the planet. And I understand that it wouldn't really be possible for us to do Curiosity Chill on that every single time, because you guys have lots of good ideas of things we can study, like vampires, for instance. But I would like to do a second hour, not today, but maybe starting next week, of things that we can do to protect the planet and ways to participate in perhaps
Climate action.
You about it?
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is we'll aim. This music is so vampiric. I think we'll do a Curiosity Chill for the first hour, like we've always done, and then continue on into the second hour. People want to hang around and research that kind of stuff. Awesome.
Yay!
Cool. I was also thinking it'd become fun to talk about, like, I mean, there's lots of things we could do. We can we can go for it. All right, sweet.
Yay, I'm glad y'all like it.
It's approved.
For sure.
Nice. Very cool.
Sweet.
As if they're gonna say no to more chill time. Good point. Here we go. What is this guy?
All right. Number 14.
The first full work of fiction about a vampire in English was John Polidori's influential The Vampire, but spelled in this really great way. The Vampire was published incorrectly under Lord Byron's name. Polidori was Byron's doctor and based his vampire on Byron.
Interesting. The first vampire movie is supposedly Secrets of the House Number 5 in 1912. F.W. Murnau's silent black and white Nosferatu came soon after in 1922. However, it was Todd Browning's Dracula, with the erotic, charming cape and tuxedo-clad aristocrat, played by Bela Lugosi, that became the hallmark of vampire movies and literature.
That's what started it all, huh? Secrets of House Number 5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up a little bit.
1912.
Lillard, thanks for being here, and cheering, and rather dashing. Thank you for the big cheers as well.
Thanks, rather dashing.
Oh, Grand is back for 4 months in a row. Thank you very much for being here, my friend. We're glad you could resubscribe.
Oh, yeah.
So, beyond the Countess, let's check out this. I want to see what the Secrets of House Number 5 looks like. Whoa. Here's some...
It's like a comic book.
That's just how movie covers were done, but this looks like Secrets of the Haunted House. Maybe there's nothing for us.
Yeah.
Well, these are generally spooky images. Back to work. A vampire supposedly has control over the animal world and can turn into a bat, a rat, an owl, a moth, a fox, or a wolf. Which would you choose? If you could turn into only one of those, would you turn into a bat, a rat, an owl, a moth, a fox, or a wolf? Here we go, poll coming up. 1 for bat, 2 for rat, 3 for owl, 4 for moth, 5 for fox, and 6 for wolf. Type it into the stream chat on Twitch.
Ooh, this is active.
In 2009, a 16th century female skull with a rock wedged in its mouth was found near the remains of plague victims. It was not unusual during that century to shove a rock or brick in the mouth of a suspected vampire to prevent it from feeding on the bodies of the other plague victims or attack the living.
Okay.
Female vampires were often blamed for spreading the bubonic plague throughout Europe. Whoa.
That's intense.
Very intense. I wasn't surprised to see you would turn into a wolf. Owls number 2 and fox number 3.
Yeah, I think I might choose an owl because then I could fly.
Owl's pretty good.
According to several legends, if someone was bitten by a suspected vampire, he or she should drink the ashes of a burned vampire. To prevent an attack, a person should make bread with the blood of vampire and eat it. No, thank you. I'd rather just go with some garlic around my neck and call it a day.
Our moderator, I want to believe, inquires that they heard the actors from True Blood got to keep their fangs. I wonder if Amelia got to keep hers.
Oh, yes, I did. They are in a special little box, and I get to take them out and wear them when I want to.
Which is not very often, just
No.
to clarify.
Yeah. But they're very fun. They were custom made.
We're in 19? Speaking of, Hollywood and literary vampires typically deviate from folklore vampires. For example, Hollywood vampires are typically pale, aristocratic, very old, need their native soil, and are supernaturally beautiful, and usually need to be bitten to become a vampire. In contrast, vampires of folklore, such as Bram Stoker, are usually peasants, recently dead, initially appear as shapeless bags of blood, and do not need their native soil and are often cremated with or without being staked. Maddie Coe, thanks for the cheers. Twilight fangirl flashbacks from high school, very good. And Deviant Ignis is back for 6 months.
Woohoo!
What's up? Just popping in for a second today to say we're studying vampires? Yeah, you can watch the VOD anytime. All of our streams are up as VODs as soon as the stream is over.
Thresholds have historically held significant symbolic value, and a vampire cannot cross a threshold unless invited. The connection between threshold and vampire seems to be a concept of complicity or allowance. Once a commitment is made to allow evil, evil can re-enter at any time.
Before Christianity, methods of repelling vampires included garlic, hawthorn branches, rowan trees, later used to make crosses, scattering of seeds, as we learned earlier,
To distract them with counting.
fire, decapitation with a gravedigger's spade, salt, associated with the preservation and purity, iron, bells, a rooster's crow.
Oh yeah, to mean that morning is coming.
Ah, morning is coming. Peppermint, running water, and burying a suspected vampire at a crossroads. It was not unusual for a corpse to be buried face down so it would dig down the wrong way and become lost in the earth.
Wow.
Ah.
After the advent of Christianity, methods of repelling vampires began to include holy water, crucifixes, and what's that word? Eucharist? Eucharist?
I don't know.
I don't know. Some special wafer.
Let's look up these wafers.
I think that's the wafer that you eat.
Eucharist wafers.
Eucharist. Okay.
I want to show y'all a Eucharist wafer just because I know you're like, what is a Eucharist wafer? And I'm like, it's like this. And you're like, what is that? And I'm like,
it's a communion wafer.
these.
All right.
Real delicious churchy snacks.
Interesting. Okay. Learn something new. These methods were usually not fatal to a vampire, and their effectiveness depended on the belief of the user.
Thank you guys all for the follows as well. I see Eleno and the Sam, and good to have you here. All right, where are we going?
23.
23. Can't quite read. Here we go. Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1897 remains an enduring influence of vampire mythology and has never gone out of print. Some scholars say it is clearly a Christian allegory. Others suggest it contains covert psychosexual anxieties reflective of the Victorian era. I don't know about the Victorian era, man. Is that for me? What about you? Would you like to live in the Victorian era? Yes? No? Type it into the chat now. 1 or 2. Little Victorian era for you?
No.
Oh, strongly voting no, but some say yes.
Garlic, a traditional vampire repellent, has been used as a form of protection for over 2,000 years. The ancient Egyptians believed garlic was a gift from God. Roman soldiers thought that it gave them courage. Sailors believed it protected them from shipwreck, and German miners believed it protected them from evil spirits when they went underground. In several cultures, brides carried garlic under their clothes.
Ah, what a beautiful bridge. I'm sorry, that's my bride.
Brides carried garlic under their clothes for protection, and cloves of garlic were used to protect people from a wide range of illnesses. Modern-day scientists found that oil in garlic, allicin, is highly effective antibiotic. Yeah, so garlic is good for you.
Well, almost 85% of us say no thanks to the Victorian era, most of you citing the lack of rights and protections for literally everybody besides rich white men.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fuck you, Victorian era.
Yeah.
Next up, the sunlight that can kill vampires seems to be a modern invention, perhaps started by the US government to scare superstitious guerrillas in the Philippines in the 1950s. While sunlight can be used by vampires to kill other vampires, as in Anne Rice's popular novel Interview with the Vampire, other vampires, such as Lord Ruthven and Varney, were able to walk in the daylight. Huh.
The legend that vampires must sleep in coffins probably arose from reports of gravediggers and morticians who described corpses suddenly sitting up in their graves or coffins. This eerie phenomenon could be caused by the decomposing process. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if you were a gravedigger or a mortician and all of a sudden a corpse just like started moving? No, I'd freak out and never go back again. All right. According to some legends, a vampire may engage in sex with his former wife, which often led to pregnancy. In fact, this belief may have provided a convenient explanation as to why a widow, who was supposed to be celibate, became pregnant. The resulting child was called a gloglav in Bulgarian, or a vampire Z in Turkish. Rather than being ostracized, the child was considered a hero who had the power to slay a vampire. Ooh, interesting.
Ooh, indeed. And Victoria is here and cheering with Gina. And E.J. Rose Woof, thanks for using your Prime. Appreciate you being here. And Ruse Panda, thanks for the big cheers. Oh. Did you hear about the vampire who only had one fang, Amelia?
Oh?
He just had to grin and bear it. And whoa there, Veronica, thanks for the cheers, saying Edward Cullen goes to a tea party where he doesn't know anyone and no one cares that he's a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little project I made back in the day. Check it out on YouTube if you care. If you don't, your life will be just fine. Number 28. The Twilight book series. Perhaps you guys have heard of it. Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Myers has become has also become popular with moviegoers. Yeah, obviously. Myers admits that she did not research vampire mythology.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really? You're gonna make a whole vampire book story? You're gonna make a whole book story?
A whole book story.
A whole book story and not even do any research?
Yeah.
Okay, Stephanie Myers. Her vampires break tradition in several ways. For example, garlic, holy items, and sun do not harm them. Some critics praise the book for capturing teenage feelings of sexual tension and alienation.
Yes.
Well, very good. I guess it's...
Her vampires also sparkled in the sunlight.
They did sparkle. They sparkled a lot.
They did, yeah. Vampire hysteria and corpse mutilations to kill suspected vampires were so pervasive in Europe during the mid-18th century that some rulers created laws to prevent the unearthing of bodies. In some areas, mass hysteria led to public executions of people believed to be vampires. Sounds similar to the witch hunts. Salem.
Folklore vampires can become vampires not only through a bite, but also if they were once a werewolf, practiced sorcery, were excommunicated, or were illegitimate children of parents who were illegitimate. That's a lot of illegitimacy.
Yeah, super illegitimate.
Thank you, moderators. I appreciate the raid targets. Oh, drinking blood, vampire folktales. This just goes on and on.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Just a noob, thanks for the donation, saying, toss a coin to your Theo and buy him the most delicious cat food.
Oh.
Well, very good. He has a very favorite one. Oh, and could you greet a girl called Rhea? Hi, Rhea.
Hi, Rhea.
How do you do? Have an amazing day. Enjoy your what do we have? Ravioli?
Ravioli.
I didn't know that.
I like ravioli.
Very cool.
Maybe some blood ravioli.
Don't eat the blood ravioli. I don't know. You know, why does my vampire voice sound kind of like Bartok from
It's because of
Anastasia? And they kick her, sir. All right, let's pick another one. Here we go.
Okay.
Number
the most popular vampire in children's fiction in recent years has been Bunnicula, the cute little rabbit that lives a happy existence as a vegetarian vampire. I totally read that book, and I totally loved it.
Yeah, do you guys know Bunnicula?
Bunnicula.
There must be some of you who know Bunnicula.
Bunnicula.
He's a vegetarian vampire. That's right.
Yeah.
Certain regions in the Balkans believed that fruit, such as pumpkins or watermelons, could become vampires if they were left out longer than 10 days or not consumed by Christmas.
What?
Vampire pumpkins or watermelons generally were not feared because they do not have teeth. A drop of blood on a fruit's skin is a sign that it turned into a vampire. What? What?
Okay. Mermaids can also be vampires, but instead of sucking blood, they suck the life out of their victims.
Really? The breath is really what the word there is?
The breath.
It's
the same thing.
An important distinction.
The breath alive. Yeah, vampire pumpkins is something I would not have that. Okay.
Yo, Luna Silver Eye back for 9 months. Twitch baby man for you. Raise it up right, teach it to vote. All right. By the end of the 20th century, over 300 motion pictures were made about vampires, and over 100 of them featured Dracula.
Wow.
Over 1,000 vampire novels were published, most within the past 25 years.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Joseph Saradin's Le Fanny's Gothic.
I'm really ridiculous.
Okay, a novel written in 1872 about a female vampire called Carmilla is considered the prototype for female and lesbian vampires and greatly influenced Bram Stoker's own Dracula. In the story, Carmilla is eventually discovered as a vampire and, true to folklore remedies, is staked in the blood-filled coffin, beheaded and cremated. Ooh, Carmilla. The best-known recent development of vampire mythology is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and its spin-off, Angel. Buffy is interesting because it contemporizes vampirism in a very real 20th century world of a teenage vampire slayer played by Sarah Michelle Gellar and her Scooby Gang. It is notable because the show has led to the creation of Buffy studies in academia. Interesting. I love Buffy. Yes.
Did you guys know, to round this all out, the 41st fact about vampires, that Bela Lugosi, famous for portraying Count Dracula, was buried in his full Dracula costume, including the cape.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Wow.
What
So
do you think about that?
So I'm curious, what was your first introduction to vampire?
Yeah, when was the first time you saw a vampire?
Or heard of a vampire?
Or dreamt of a vampire? Or met a vampire? Or invited a vampire in?
I think my first one was Interview with a Vampire. It was on TV, and I saw part of it, and I was really scared. But
I
also
see
very intrigued.
Buffy and Sesame Street. Yes,
Lost
of course.
Boys. Oh yeah, the little vampire books.
Yes.
Mona the vampire.
You read Dracula in middle school? The Count from Sesame Street. 1, two, Bunnicula. I think Bunnicula was one of the early ones for me too.
Yeah.
Lost Boys. Merhaba. Mona. Yeah, the Count. Dracula. You saw Twilight. Van Helsing. Queen of the Damned.
Oh, I remember that one.
Oh, Jonathan Reed from Vampire. Well, my friends, this has been a very interesting exploration of the undead vampires.
Very interesting.
I got to know, what is one of these facts that stuck out with you? What did you
Yeah.
learn on today's Curiosity Chill a la Vampire?
Yes.
Oh,
What's something
Underworld,
that
that's a good one. A book called Das Vampir.
you- Vampire pumpkins.
Vampire pumpkins, indeed, in the Baltic. Beware not eating those pumpkins before Christmas, or they'll turn into a...
Yeah. Watermelon
you know.
vampires.
Yup. The whole corpses standing up thing was freaky, yes.
Yeah, a rock in the mouth. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the rock in the mouth to stop the vampires from getting everybody.
Bodies buried face down so
Yeah,
that
that's
they
a
won't come out.
terrifying image of a vampire digging deeper into the earth.
Yes.
Oh. That Brian does a good Bartok impression. I'm glad. And I kick her, sir. Yeah, there's a lot of vampire myths in all different cultures. We learned about,
Garlic bridges, also known as garlic brides.
yeah, that's my garlic bridge. Yeah, garlic being under a bride's dress. That's interesting solution. You like learning about these myths? Well, I'm glad to hear it. You need some garlic bread now? There you go. So, guys, we're gonna, next week for Curiosity Chill, we are going to continue on an extra hour. So, I think that we will make an announcement about this on stream, let people know what's going on, but we would love to get further into not only, you know, environmental protection, but of course wildlife and things that we can do on an individual level to maybe make the world a less terrifying disaster pit. And you know,
Yeah.
we'll spend an extra hour together next week. Yes, can't wait for Wolf Among Us. Wolf Among Us will be starting on Saturday.
This Saturday.
We're playing Saturday at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is 1 hour later than whatever time it is for you on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturday will be Wolf Among Us, and Sunday will be Detroit Become Human on PC. We're just about halfway into Detroit Become Human on PC. And we're going to play next Pokemon.
Oh yes.
Pokemon Shield. How's it going for you, Amelia? You were playing yesterday.
I was leveling everybody up, you know. Everybody was doing some little battles, and I'm excited to yes, for the return of Chungus. I'm very excited. I've missed playing Pokemon with all of you, so yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that's our Wholesome Wednesday stream, and you guys can join us at 5 p.m. Pacific for excellent Pokemon adventuring with Chungus.
With Chungus.
Chungus will be there
And
for sure.
And Cornelius. We got a good
We got a
crew.
whole crew of it. Whole crew. So here we go for a poll. I need your guys' help of determining where we will raid. I'll make this nice and big. We've got 2 awesome raid targets found by our lovely mods. Let's get some mod love while we can. Mod and lieutenant support. We appreciate all of our mods and lieutenants on Twitch and Discord for helping out on the stream. You can type 1 for an art stream where they're doing geometric art, or 2 for Untitled Goose Game. Where should we raid? Help us decide. A raid is where we all teleport over to another channel together, and we spam them with notifications and friendly messages and honk honk indeed, Zoe. Victoria, thanks for the cheers. Thank you guys all for being here and hanging out with us this fine time zone. We look forward to an extended Curiosity Chill next week.
Oh yes.
Thank you guys all for being here for apparently what has been a year of Curiosity Chills. That's super cool.